Hi, 09, Mr. Tablet here to talk about the World War I cat that you guys are... Hi, 09, Mr. Tablet here to talk about the World War I cat in a bit more detail. I'm going to go through... Look at that, I've got a little to-do list. I'll be talking about the dev you guys just completed, the research grid and the essay plan. Talk about the cat instructions, the rubric, the due date, a few support resources that I've created to hopefully help you guys prepare for the cat. Which is related to the practice essay that you guys examined in the previous lesson. And then I'll talk about what we're doing in the rest of term 2, Humanities, so from week 6 to week 11. Also, full disclaimer, this is about the 4th time I've tried to record this video. My dog's ruined 2 of them, I ruined 2 of them, so my voice is a bit lacking. So I apologise if I'm a bit hard to hear, you might have to pump up the volume. Anyway, without further hesitation. World War I essay. Before the cat, you need to complete an essay plan research grid. This should all be old news, I hope, at this stage. So the details for your cat, by the way, are in both Compass. So you can see I've gone to test details. And they are in Google Classroom. So this is in Google Classroom for 9B1. 93, you've got the same thing. Semester 1 cat. You can see I've got the explanation there, and then the support resources there. So you'll be provided 3 lessons to prepare for your essay plan, research grid. You guys have had a bit more than that, just because a few people asked for extensions, and that's totally fine. I hope those people are doing well. And the cat will be completed over 2 lessons and submitted online to Google Classroom or Compass. So you can submit it to either location, as long as you pick one of them. 93, your class time that you're being provided to complete the cat is going to be Thursday and Friday of week 5. 9B1, you will be given Monday of week 6, so next Monday. You guys have got 1 lesson to do it in class, but you have had longer time to do the dev, so I think that's a fair compromise. And if you disagree, feel free to email me and contact me. If you guys are really struggling, you can always contact me, tell me you're struggling, and we'll see if we can organize another arrangement, alternative due date. I will say off the top of the bat that the dev is probably harder than the cat. From my experience writing lots of essays in history in university, the hardest part of an essay is starting the essay. So once you have your rough draft, you're set. The rough draft takes way longer than the final draft. So for those of you who are, freaking out and stressed and tired and whatever, I would say the worst is finished. You've done the hard work. Those of you who have put in a lot of effort for a really, really good essay plan and a research grid, you've done most of the work already. So don't freak out. You can definitely complete this, especially as you guys are typing your essay as opposed to writing it up, under test conditions. You'll definitely be able to do this in 50 minutes or 100 minutes of class time. And then if you don't finish it in class time, I'm not going to burst into your house and steal your laptop and run away into the night. You can finish it, over the weekend at home. So the due date is the first Monday, week 6, the only Monday, week 6. I'm very tired. So 18th of May. If you have any questions about the instructions or the due date, please let me know. If you have any concerns or you're having lots of challenges, please let me know, whether that's content, workload, IT troubles, just let me know. So the attachments that I've included in the cat file are the instructional slides that we went over actually before we started our dev task. I would like to remind you that these exist though, because for those of you that struggled in the essay plan with things like, your contention, teal, primary and secondary sources, this information would probably be a good place to go to revise and review some of those key concepts. The other file I've included, of course, is the rubric. So you're getting assessed on 3 main things here. So your historical knowledge, so do you actually know what you're talking about World War I? Your historical skills, so your research skills, have you used a lot of evidence? Is the evidence really detailed? And then your essay structure, so basically your writing. So have you used teal? Do you have contention? Etc., etc. I'm not going to go through every one of these criterion, because there are quite a lot of them. But what I will say, basically, the difference between getting 1 mark and 3 marks, or 1 mark and 4 marks, is detail. Being specific and offering detail. So explaining things in detail. 1 mark is for identifying something, saying, look, Mr. Tapley over there, World War One. 2 marks is for saying, well, here's what happened in World War One, describing it. And then 3 and 4, that's when you actually explain it. That's why I say why and how. So this is what World War One was, this is how it happened, and this is why it happened. So really just explaining things and answering that question of why is how you get those 3 and 4 marks over here. And now you get 3 and 4 marks over here. What I will say about the rubric is, so you're getting marks for your knowledge. This section here, you're looking at your research skills. So have you used a lot of evidence? Is it detailed? Have you explained how your evidence connects to your arguments? Or have you just said, look, a primary source? You actually have to explain why you put that in your essay. The writing, this is probably a good time to talk about the feedback for the dev that I want to offer. I think the biggest issue people had with the dev was probably the contention. So in their essay plan, they would give me a lot of information about World War One, but they didn't really tell me their opinion at any point. They never said, oh, by the way, I agree or I disagree. They just said, here's World War One. The most important part of an essay is your contention. So I really need you guys in the introduction to say, I agree, alliances was the most significant cause, or I disagree, Gallipoli did not help create an Australian identity. That's the most important thing. Identifying a point of view or a contention, you get 1 mark. If you talk about your contention throughout the essay, as you should, so your introduction, here's my contention, after the body paragraph, the first one, you say, and that is why I am right. That is why my contention is right. This is all supporting my contention. So you do that in your body paragraphs, and you mention again your conclusion. Contention, a point of view, is the most important thing, I think, for the feedback I'm giving you on the dev. Arguments, pretty straightforward. You need 3 body paragraphs, 3 arguments. Use of essay structure, that's looking at Teal. And then you'll see that the essay plan and the research grid is actually part of your CAT. So it's actually out of 25 marks. So you actually get 4 marks, 4 freebies there, or 2, depending on how detailed your essay plan, your research grid was, just for doing the dev. So you've already set yourselves up with some marks for this CAT. And if you have questions about the rubric, guys, again, please let me know. What I'll go through next, look at my to-do list. Feedback. I did mention the contention, probably the biggest issue with our dev tasks. The first thing I do want to say, second thing I suppose, the dev task, is that you guys did really well. The general message is it was positive. Really, really happy with how you went. You guys put in a lot of effort, clearly, you're working hard. I gave out a lot of highs, a few very highs, some mediums. I was really happy with you guys and how you went on the dev task. A few issues with the contention. I thought the research grids were really well done. Really well done with the evidence there. It's just a matter of when you write out your full essay, your final copy, your final CAT, using that evidence, explaining why it's important. So again, it's just that big why. And again, the dev results and feedback have been uploaded to Compass, so you can go have a look at that there. And then if you have more specific questions about the feedback or something you want addressed in your essay, like, oh, there's one sentence here, I just don't know about it, Mr. Tapley, please help, just email me. I'm not going to be, taking a holiday for next week while you guys are working on your CAT. Every CAT lesson, I'll be sitting there at my laptop waiting for someone to email me or to comment on Google Classroom. So again, any questions about the dev or about the CAT, let me know. Due date, I've gone over. That's how tired I am. I need a to-do list in the bottom corner. Support resources. So you've got the CAT PowerPoint. You've got the CAT slides. There's lots of information for you to help you with this, I would think. The other thing I want to talk about is the practice essay that I've uploaded to Compass. So you guys went over this, to Google Classroom, in the previous lesson. I gave you an example of a World War I Year 9 essay from a couple of years ago, anonymous student. And I got you guys to read through that essay for a couple of reasons. One, to show you what a finished product looks like, a full World War I history essay. 2, to get you guys thinking about, well, what makes a good essay? What are the good elements of an essay? So I got you to evaluate strengths, areas for improvement. And the third reason I did that was I want you guys to put on your teacher's hat and really, evaluate, what is good about this essay, and am I doing it as well? Similarities. Can I improve upon this? Am I repeating mistakes that this person's made? Have I improved upon something they've done poorly here? So, just to go step for step for you guys, I've done that. So included in the Google Classroom file now, practice essay, you can see I've included a graded example. So I've gone through the essay, and you can see that I've gone through and made a few comments about what they've done well, what they could improve upon. You should have to click on Show More. And then I've given a final grade at the bottom there. I'm not going to go through that in too much detail. Again, if you want to get into specific details about it, if you don't understand some of these comments that I've made about their introduction, about the body paragraph, please let me know. I just don't want to give you guys like a 40-minute video where I go through every single page in the textbook and every single slide, because I'm pretty sure people will fall asleep halfway through that video. And again, I'll check my little to-do list, because I'm old, I'm sleepy. Final one. Final thing. Good, I'm running out of voice. The final thing I'll talk about is term 2 Humanities. So, what we are doing next week is the first lesson of the week. I'm going to probably give you guys a freebie. It's going to be a relax, self-care lesson, whatever you want to call about it. Because I think you've been working really hard and you need a break. So 9B1 on Monday. If you have finished your CAT beforehand, that'll be like a free lesson for you to just kind of chillax. 9G3, your first lesson of the week. Again, it'll just be a really low-key lesson. After that, what we are starting in week 6 is the new unit of humanities. So we've got history, geography, economics, and civics are the 4 big topics in humanities we look at. The next one we're looking at is economics. We'll start off nice and slow. Again, we understand you guys have been swamped with assignments, and we don't want to be like, and here's all this information. We'll try and ease you into it. When we sat down and made the economics unit, we deliberately made it to be user-friendly. We've 4 lessons of humanities each week. We've gone through and we said, all right, 1 lesson every week. Every week has to be a catch-up lesson, like a review lesson or something like that. So if you guys are feeling stressed or burnt out after history, I'm trying to get the message across that economics will hopefully be a bit more low-key, hopefully. It's not as long of a unit as well. History's like 12 weeks, and economics is like 6 weeks. That's what we're doing, and I'll tell you more about economics, obviously, in week 6 and week 7. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. If you think you won't be able to complete the CAT by next Monday, let me know before Monday at 3:59 p.m. probably, and I'll be more inclined to help you out and organize some sort of alternative. And hope you guys are well. Hope you're not stressed or too depressed after all these assessments I'm sure you're getting in week 6 or week 5. Best of luck with the CAT, guys. Cheers.